Yo, so can you guys really make $100,000 with Amazon automation, or is it a bunch of hooey? It's hooey! Maybe it is. I kind of think it is, and we're gonna talk about why. Let's go.
What's up, guys? This is 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗥𝗘, and you have reached the Roughneck's Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're going to find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Yo, so welcome back to the Roughneck's Ecom channel, guys. Now we're going to be talking about, can you really make $100,000 with Amazon automation? Now there seems to be the glaring number that everyone's throwing out, you know, all the big guys, all the ads that you're seeing, all the, oh, you're gonna make 100K in 30 days, you're gonna make 100K in 60 days, 90 days, whatever the hell it is. Everyone's talking about whether you can make 100K or not, or whatever the hell it is, right? So during this video, you know, my man behind the camera, he's gonna be posting up screenshots of numbers that people are actually doing. Now, I'm also gonna put a card right here, right here, right around here somewhere, where you can click the video to see real results. But for you guys who don't want to take the time to watch that particular video, right here somewhere, I'm going to go ahead and just drop some results in the video so that way you guys can kind of see what's going on. Now, this is really going to chap a lot of people's ass, because you're getting all of this from the big guys, and they're saying, oh, you can do this. They're collabing with other people, with Bitcoin people now. It's absolutely insane. But the short version of it is no, you can't. With the rare exception that you do certain numbers, and we're about to talk about that and kind of break down why people are saying this and why it's not really feasible for the average person to be able to do that amount of money. All right, so you guys might want to get some popcorn, because it's about to be a movie, and it's gonna be a drama. Yeah, a drama-filled movie. Let's go. Teleport. So why are people saying, you know, you can do $100,000 in 30 days or 60 days or whatever? Well, for starters, they're marketers first and foremost. So their job is to get you excited and to get you to sign up. It's not necessarily to tell you the truth, because if they told you the truth, like I tell you the truth all over my channel, and whenever you guys DM me, they would get way less signups. Okay, marketers first. Why do you think a lot of these people are partnering up? You know, they went from being wholesale real estate people, or, you know, from Bitcoin people and MLM network marketing people, to now selling an Amazon automation service where they know nothing about Amazon. Like, the majority of people selling the service have never been successful selling on Amazon. They've never sold on Amazon themselves, period. You know, it just hasn't happened. And you want to know how I know that? Because we're all kind of friends behind the scenes. Like, we're acquaintances, you know. So we know the real sellers and the people who are faking the funk. I mean, the real sellers, we're generally sponsored by the software companies that we use. Like, I'm sponsored by 𝗬𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗦, if you guys didn't know. You know, my man Paul's sponsored, I think, by 𝗬𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗦 now. And there's a lot of people who are sponsored by like Helium-10 and all that. So like the real sellers, we're generally sponsored because those people trust us to put out good information, and they know that we use the software, and they know we know what we're talking about. These other guys, they don't necessarily know what they're talking about. They're just getting you hyped, you know, and that unfortunately is just the way things are going right now. You know, people are seeing that it can be very, very lucrative, and maybe the opportunity that they're presenting in other areas isn't making them as much money. So they're gonna go ahead and try to sell you a pipe dream, because if they told you that, hey, in order for you to make $100,000 a month net profit, you gotta sell well over $1 million, probably 1.5 to 1.75 million that month, you probably wouldn't sign up. Because, like, do you have a platinum Amex that can run up that high? I doubt that you do. And if you use a service like Payability, if you get suspended and you have, you know, 1-point-something million in your reserve, you're kind of boned. Like, that's a lot of money. You gotta get unsuspended at that point. Like, you cannot sit there and do nothing. You have to get unsuspended with that amount of money in there, because chances are you were relying on, you know, payability and all their fees and everything. And there's so many things behind the scenes that these guys aren't really telling you, and they're just throwing $100K up there. You know, I mean, there's been some cats, you know, who rent the G-Wagon and rent the Lambo, and they put their banner on top of it to get you to sign up. I mean, you guys know who I'm talking about. I called him out on my personal Facebook. You guys can actually, you know, check the link down below in the description and hit like if you haven't subscribed already. You guys can see that whole back and forth exchange where dude definitely does not sell on Amazon. He just partnered up with somebody that kind of does. But yeah, so that's why they're doing that. You know, that's why they're saying all these things. And unfortunately, a lot of people are getting screwed over on the back end. You know, people like yourselves who don't necessarily have the money to lose. You know, you guys are kind of throwing a Hail Mary pass and hoping for the best because these guys are making it seem so lucrative. Like, think about it. If you can make $100,000 in 30 days, you wouldn't need the stock market at all. Like, everyone would quit their jobs to do this, right? Think about that. Think about it for a second, you know, and then think about this other fact as well. You know, so you guys should be seeing these little clips pop up if you guys, you know, haven't been paying attention. Look at these numbers. But yeah, we're going to talk about the next thing on why they're lying to you and why you have to be very, very mindful when dealing with these types of individuals. All right, now reverse. All right, so why do these guys lie to you in the first place? You know, other than the whole money part, because I mean, let's face it, they lie to you, you guys feel pretty good about it. You know, hey, I can make $100,000 in 30 days. Probably gonna sign up, all right? That's just the way it is. But these guys have to lie to you because this is how they make their money. They don't necessarily have any other form of income. And some of the guys who are like, oh, I'm a real estate investor, they don't have near enough properties to sustain their lifestyle. You know, so if, let's say something happens with Amazon, you know, let's say no more third-party sellers are allowed on the platform. You're gonna see a whole lot of Lamborghinis getting repoed, a whole lot of Teslas getting repoed, a whole lot of G-Wagons getting repoed, just because this is how they make the majority of their money. You know, for me, everyone, you know, laughs or whatever, all the entrepreneurs out there are like, oh, college was a waste. But for me, it wasn't. I became a software engineer. I made $100,000 doing that. And then I created software, and also it helped me grow my Amazon businesses and stuff like that. And now my software pays me. My Amazon businesses pay me. I have a car shop, Speed Circuit. I have a barbershop, which is what we're in right now. You know, so there's a lot of different things that I got involved in that are cash flow businesses. Whereas a lot of these guys, this is the only cash flow business that they have, is in taking your money and hoping that they can continuously get more and more people. Like if you look at the mansions that they're renting, the cars that they're renting, all this stuff, like their lifestyles are scaling really, really high. And that's why they have to tell you these things to continue bringing money in to keep those lifestyles really, really, you know, really, really high, really up there. You guys should know by now, I mean, I'm probably the least stylish person around. I mean, I have my own shirts, you know, I mean, yeah, I have a couple cool cars, but, you know, I didn't go out and buy a giant mansion. I didn't go off and do all these crazy things. You know, I tend to keep my lifestyle very subdued outside of my cars and maybe diamond teeth. You know, so if anything were to happen, or let's say automation goes away because Amazon's like, you can't do this, fine, whatever, that's cool. You know, I still have all these other businesses to fund my lifestyle. And if worst case scenario happens, all that tanks, I can always go back to being a software engineer. My cars are paid off. So my lifestyle didn't scale. I'm still living in the same house I've been living in for the last 5-6 years. My kids are gonna be taken care of. Things are gonna be just fine. So I don't have to lie to you guys. You know, I don't have to do some of those tactics that are kind of slimy and dishonest. I can give you guys all the facts. You can choose to come with me and join my service, or you cannot join my service. At the end of the day, it's entirely up to you, and it's not necessarily going to make or break my bank account, because I don't need your money. Would I like it? Yes, but I don't necessarily need it. So it gives me an opportunity to make videos like this, tell you guys the truth, and you know, whether you guys get upset about it or whether they get upset about it, really doesn't bother me, because I mean, the truth is the truth. It's just the way it is. And you know, unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people want to hear they're going to become millionaires overnight. And I can tell you firsthand, as someone who's made $1 million, it's very, very difficult, and it doesn't happen overnight. you know, all the stuff that I'm doing is a culmination of a decade worth of work being put into something. And I don't think that people give long-term thought to the things that they're doing, which is why you hear a lot of these guys saying, oh, $100,000 in 30 days. They're not thinking of the long-term, what that's going to do for their brand, or what that's going to do to you guys as you get essentially burned out over, you know, the crazy claims. So just keep that stuff in mind. Now we're going to talk about the money part, because everyone wants to know about the money part, about what does it really take to make that kind of money. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to deep dive in that, and hopefully this will give you an insight on if you should even get involved in automation. Okay, let's go ahead, let's bounce off the couch. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the numbers. Okay, so typically when it comes to any form of automation outside of like wholesale automation, which that is kind of a waste of money, you know, just to be honest with you, but whatever. So when it comes to drop shipping, at least, your margins are not going to be that high. You're looking at roughly 8 to 12% if you're not tax exempt, and if you are tax exempt, like 12 to 17. Okay, so it fluctuates. Some months are gonna do great. Some months you're not gonna do so great. It's kind of, you know, I can't say luck of the draw, but it's really going to be dependent on your customers and the buy box, you know, for your items. Okay, and some people just aren't willing to wait. You know, I've had clients who, you know, signed up and, you know, they get 8 months in and they're like, I want to make more money. You know, I'm not making enough money. You know, sorry, this is just, you know, the process. It is what it is. You know, there's really nothing that you can do to throw, like, without compromising safety. You know, compromising account safety, because that's always the biggest thing, is making sure the account stays safe. But some people don't care about that. Some people just want to scale to the moon and go about their business. And, you know, some people get in, they're like, yo, we're 8 months in, bro. I made $3,500 net profit last month. That's not enough. I need more. I need more. You know, and sometimes the numbers are what the numbers are, guys, and there's just nothing that you can do about it. You know, unfortunately, you're just kind of at the mercy of the buy box. And when these people are saying you're making $100,000, like, you might be doing $100,000 in gross sales each month, but you're not necessarily doing that in profit. You know, if you were doing that in profit, you'd be selling well over $1 million, well over $1 million. You know, they factor in for returns, cancellations, just loss of products here and there. You know, having to refund customers for them complaining that things didn't, you know, get there in time, just all types of stuff. So when you're looking at those numbers, they're so large, the average person just couldn't possibly do them. You know, so when you see a lot of these accounts where they're like, oh, you know, we did $300,000, $400,000, or $500,000 that month, these are typically hero accounts that are old as hell. You know, they're 5, 6, 7 years old. They have a lot of capital behind them. You know, they have a platinum Amex. They probably have a giant CSV file stuffed with Walmart listings where they can do that volume. But you're not necessarily going to see the margins. You know, there's, you know, people out there saying that they're doing $200,000 in sales, you know, drop shipping specifically from Walmart, and they did $60,000 or $70,000 net profit that month. And that's a bunch of bullshit. Straight up garbage. Like, I don't want to hear none of that. You know, like, my clients do pretty well, but like, they're not out there buying supercars yet, right? Like, it takes a lot of time to get an account to that level. So when people are flexing, talking about, oh, my client bought a supercar, my client bought that, chances are those clients bought supercars based on the fact that, yes, the accounts are doing pretty well, but they're probably an affiliate of some form. So they're probably promoting the automation service and getting a nice kickback because of it. So they might have brought in, you know, 10, 20 people. So now, you know, if their commissions are anywhere between $2,500 to $5,000, next thing you know, these guys have the money to go buy a baller car. You know, these guys have, you know, the deposit slips to show that they made money. All right, so you guys kind of have to look at that as well. On average, you know, a scaled account with me will do anywhere between 3 to 5K net profit. Some months will be lower, some months will be higher, but that's typically based on the capital that you have. All right, That's a far cry from the $100,000 that these guys are talking about, you know, and those are just the breaks, man. Those are it. You guys have already seen a lot of the screenshots flying around. You know, that's just what it is. I think my alarm is going off. No, your alarm? Yeah, it's his alarm. I thought it was my alarm for a second. I was like, what the, that's an alarm? But yeah, guys, so those are the numbers. And like I said before, they do this to get you hooked, you know, so don't believe all the hype. You know, don't believe that a lot of these clients are going out there making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 net profit that month, and they're staying in like a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, what sense does that make? Again, they're marketing. That's their job. This is how they make their money. Okay? They're going to do that. They're going to say these things. That's how they make their money. So, you know, you guys got to be a little bit more careful when it comes to those things. Like I said, you don't have to go with my service. You don't even have to listen to me. You know, I just try to put the knowledge out there so you guys can use it to your benefit. And if you do, awesome. If you don't, the best of luck to you with whoever you decide to go with. And that's it, you know, because at the end of the day, it's your money. You can do whatever you will with it. But I highly recommend that if someone's coming to you talking about you're going to do 100K, 70K, 90K, whatever the hell it is in 30 days, 60 days, it's just garbage, you know. And we're also going to get into the myth of the stealth account or the aged account, right? We're going to talk about that in an upcoming video because it seems to be all the rage these days. So stay tuned for that one if you guys are interested. And also make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't done so already, okay? So with that being said, man, hopefully you guys have found this informative. Hopefully it has helped you out. So, you know, hook me up, man, subscribe. You know, click the little notification bell to get updates and, you know, comment below if you have any questions. Click the links in the description, you know, because it helps. Every little bit helps, you know, to get this message out there and keep people from getting clubbed over the head. So, yeah, man, so be safe, be smart. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Peace out.